So me and Mike just got done watching Age of Ultron 2.0, and that was really good. Yeah.
was not expecting that.
Yeah, that was really, really, really good. Go ahead.
So the name of the episode is "What If the Watcher Broke His Oath," and basically, as we alluded to, Ultron with the Infinity Stones is the main villain, and the Watcher's like, "Oh, so the multiverse is fucked. Let's gather up the greatest hits from the previous episodes."
Let's go gather up all the sadness.
So the Watcher is helped by the Sorcerer Supreme, and he recruits Captain Carter, Natasha Romanoff from the Ultron universe.
She kind of recruits herself, but
yeah. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
We got Party Thor.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Star-Lord T'Challa.
Yep.
We've got Killmonger. We have a Gamora that apparently killed Thanos.
Yeah, and crushed all of the Infinity Stones in the Infinity Crusher.
Am I missing anyone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's everyone.
Yeah. There's always these, whenever they do these episodes, there's always the, why the fuck did you bring him? Or why the fuck did you bring her? And in this one, it's Killmonger.
Yep.
You watched his entire arc, Watcher, and you thought that guy, he's the one that's going to help make sure and ensue victory and not screw over the team. Give or take, it was part of his grand whatever where he knew what was going to happen, but I'm always just kind of like, the minute this episode started and one of those stones fell loose, I'm like, he's stealing all of them. And then they're either gonna have to fight Killmonger, or then he's gonna get them out and he's gonna be like, I've won, and the Watcher's gonna go, no, you didn't, and he's just gonna take them away.
He was basically just there to cause drama.
Pretty much. I wasn't expecting him to bring that arrow back, if I'm being perfectly honest.
What happened to the last arrow? Did it break, or did Clint have like more than one?
He had just the one. It's just that it got plunged into that Ultron bot, and then she just sat in the bunker with it.
Huh.
And then it, like, I think it killed all the other bots, and then she kind of just walked out, and then he's like, Ultron went home to his home planet. He's gone now.
It sure came in handy at the end of this.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. But like, yeah, so they rip Peggy clean out of, I guess, Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's Winter Soldier.
I know. I'm trying to think of what that would technically be for her, because she doesn't have a Bucky. Technically, unless, I don't remember what happens to Bucky. He doesn't get captured by Hydra soldiers in the last one. In her What If, did he?
I don't remember necessarily.
Yeah, but well, I guess technically you could say it was Steve, because they did have Steve on the boat. We're gonna jump to the end credit scene. But yeah, so they ripped her out of that. They ripped Gamora and that's an episode we're never gonna get to see that I want to see. Is somehow Tony Stark is with Gamora at the freaking forge, melting the Infinity Gauntlet.
I'm wondering if we were supposed to get that episode this season, and it was like, I don't know, cut for time or something.
I don't know, but that to me is pretty damn interesting. Give me 1 second. Hello? Hospital reminder. But anyway, yeah, that is an episode that has got all of the story in the world that we're just not gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, are you serious? Because it's like Thanos, Gamora. We're just gonna be like, nope, it just happened. Thanos got killed. She got all the Infinity Stones, and she destroyed them. And they're melting the gauntlet.
I think my favorite part of that scene is where the Watcher goes to Tony, not you.
Not you, her. The badass one, that one.
It's almost like he was telling the audience, no more Stark.
No,
We're done with him.
Stark's not dying again. I love how most of them were they always had great scenes where it's just like, are you seeing that? I'm not no, do you see that? Giant Thor, where it's like, Thor, you just grabs him. Party Thor is the best.
I love him so
Chris
much.
Hemsworth is having the time of his damn life voicing Thor in these what ifs.
By the way, that's George St. Pierre voicing Batroc.
Yeah, I saw that.
For that like 5 minutes that he's on screen.
For his grand sum total of like 10 lines that he gets. Maybe. It's just like, hey, you want to come in for 20 minutes and do these lines? You really brought back Batroc? That we'll explain later. Yeah, that's then Thor was brought back that way. They already had Strange. Killmonger was I guess about to get arrested, and now he has the regular Black Panther armor. Somehow, I guess a lot has happened since the last time, but yeah, he also basically did the least out of everybody in that whole episode. He just had the Ultron. He just had the Ultron head, and he's like, "I will use this to screw you all over later." Puts it in pocket and somehow holds on to it the entire time because it's not like collapsible. I always loved that, just that explanation. Why? Because comics. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so their game plan, I guess, was to separate the stones from his body, which makes sense. And they just had to throw some BS excuse as to why that thing wouldn't work. Even the stones are unique. Shut the hell up.
No, they just needed an excuse for the Crusher to be useless.
Exactly. Oh no, the one-hit kill auto-win weapon that we were bringing with to show how she got rid of it in hers doesn't work for this one. She's just immediately like, dang it, his toy is made differently. You made something capable of destroying an Infinity Stone, and oh no, he's got the Dasani brand Infinity Stone, so his can't get broke this way. Yeah, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? At that point, have him break the Infinity Crusher.
Seriously.
Like, come on. This episode's great, but that was lame sauce. But yeah, like, and it brought back the opportunity to bring the arrow, so I guess that was cool. It works. Wish it would have been done a little bit differently, but it works. Like, I would even liked it better. They would have just been, he goes, that thing destroys Infinity Stones. Womp, just lasers it in half like he did with Thanos.
By the way, how funny is it that like Thanos gets like all the disrespect in this entire series?
Yeah, he gets talked down by T'Challa. He gets bisected in freaking in the episode with Ultron. He just, oh yeah, he gets killed off screen. He doesn't even get on screen murdered with Gamora.
No respect for the Mad Titan.
Nope. You aren't important anymore, sir. You got 10 years of buildup. You go sit in the back of the line. No, Mr. Brolin, you are done. You still have cable. Oh, yeah. But, like, it's a solid action the whole way through. Everything was good. It was awesome.
Yeah. Not really much to talk about for this episode specifically, because most of it was just a giant action scene.
Yeah.
Although the animation in those scenes was pretty cool.
It was.
Like seeing Doctor Strange go all out with his with all of his creatures.
All that crap. I saw a post on Facebook before I got to watch the episode. It was way earlier in the day today. And it was one of those it was one of those at 100% power at 99% power things, and it was the multiverse Avengers at 100% power, and it showed all of them, and it's the multiverse Avengers at 99% power. It was everyone gone but Doctor Strange.
Oh, like, that's good.
You're not wrong. You're really not wrong. Because like at that one moment when he's coming down, and all of a sudden he summons that 3-headed Hydra, they're just like, you could do that the whole time. And he's gotten a menagerie of that bullshit. One thing I was not expecting, which was awesome, was he brought the zombies back.
Yep. I was wondering where that clip from the trailers came from.
Yeah, I was partially expecting not just zombie Wanda, which I was kind of like, man, if they recreate that shot from freaking Endgame where she's tearing them apart with ease, that'd be great. But I was like, what if like zombie like Janet and Hulk like fell through there?
That would be epic.
Just show him getting the piss beat out of him as they're running away.
Although I think one of my favorite shots from earlier in the episode are the swarm of Mjolnirs.
Yeah, that was something else. And then the final, they all hit him, and then the final dunk. Doctor Strange is nuts, and they finally get him in an animated. Like they did one animated movie with Doctor Strange, which was not good, but they did that one animated film. But now they finally have him in a toy box where you can do whatever the shit you want for a lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed because he's like, I doubt it's gonna be someone that need 3-headed Hydras or anything like that in freaking movies. They keep it pretty consolidated to magic hieroglyphy. But Multiverse of Madness is going to be some weird shit. So
I am very much looking forward to that now.
You don't get Sam Raimi and then say you can do whatever you want pretty much with the multiverse, and then have him not go, we're going to do some Vine shit. Yeah. I didn't know how this episode was going to end.
Me neither.
And for a split damn second, until I remembered that Captain America was there. That thing ends. She's like, I'm not going home. I don't care if I die in this bar. I'm not going home. I'm like, I don't blame her. She has nothing. She's going to go home. She can't win anything. All she's doing is trying to survive, and she's going to die alone with no one. So I'm like, Watcher, I get it. Dude, you broke your oath. Do it one more time. Give her something. And the freaking bar fades away, and it's to the helicarrier, and I'm like, that's Captain Marvel. And like, I'm totally ignoring the fact that Steve is fighting beside them. For a second, I was like, did they just do an animated version of them sending Natasha back to main MCU continuity? And then I was like, nope, Captain's there. That's not it. Hold on.
Yeah, clearly they're going to the Loki-verse.
The Loki-verse, yeah, with it's like the Loki / Hank Pym thing, which of course never got referenced. It was like the one that didn't get talked about in this because obviously there was no one to take from there. But then, oh yeah, there it is.
It was just really nice to see Steve just kind of fighting in the open.
Fighting in the open, and the animation of the, like, I want to call it space horse shit that Captain Marvel always has floating around her looked really good in this animation.
It did.
It looked off the charts. Whew! I just wish they would have animated her with the short hair. I'm one of those people. I like my Carol Danvers with like a mohawk or the shorter hair. It always looks better to me. But I like shorter hair on women in general. Just one of those people. But I was just like, it's okay. We only got it for Endgame, and we're here back for the rest of the movies. Damn it! At least just give her the mohawk when she has the helmet on still.
The mohawk always looks really cool.
Oh, the mohawk is great. It's the coolest bit of her helmet that they've ever added was the Scotty 2 Hottie freaking mohawk that comes off the top.
Something I noticed a lot in this episode, I noticed a lot of Kirby crackles whenever they did, like, fire blasts or any type of explosions.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely paying homage to the comics when it comes to this style of animation.
Oh yeah. It'll be interesting to hear news reports of stuff coming out if what they're going to do with this animation studio type deal set up now that What If is done.
I heard one of the ideas was to take T'Challa's Star-Lord and create a spin-off, but for obvious reasons that's been put on ice.
Yeah, and it's like now was officially the last performance of Chadwick in the MCU, which is kind of nuts. But he got to be in another Avengers group, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And the fact also that on the same team, let's not forget to mention, you had Killmonger and T'Challa.
On the same team.
Yeah, and Killmonger's like, you must be from a different world. It's just like, I've got to work together. Dude, you do not know who I am. You and your cousin must have got along better. We must work together, cousin. I ain't your cousin. That's a great setup for opportunities that this freaking What If thing has. Is just nuts.
Yeah, I think overall the setups for this What If have all been great. The lesser episodes are the ones that were just kind of kneecapped by the runtime.
Yeah, where they should have been movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have. Do you, by the way, what if episode 9? Hold on. I'm going to ask if you knew what this was supposed to be. Because I'm looking at this. I'm thinking in my head, because of how this is shown, and I'll do this screen share here. He's like Stark's weird ass pattern on his armor is that supposed to be like her new Nebula, or like,
I guess?
I was trying to figure out what this weird ass armor coloring thing is supposed to be.
It kind of looks like what Nebula's mechanics could have been.
Yeah, because it's got the one weird gold strip, and she's always got that weird gold plate across her head that they screw up in Endgame and repair it and unrepair it when they're trying to hide who Nebula is. But yeah, and then the weird bluish markings. I don't get, that was always the one where I'm like, what is that supposed to be a reference to? But
yeah, this is why we needed like that what if Gamora killed Thanos episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And I I wish we would have saw it. Like, it would have seen a final stand down between Gamora and Thanos, and Gamora gets to kill Thanos. Like, that would have been great.
It would have been very cathartic for that character.
It would have, and just seeing Thanos get offed again, like a second episode in a row, would have been great. And like her deciding to take up his armor and his weapon,
even better.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah, something else. That's all I gotta say. Something else.
Going back to the mid-credit scene, because as predictable as it might be for Captain Carter's universe, it's still one that I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't either when she said the whole what they've been after. Like, as soon as they showed the Hydra Stomper, I'm like, she's gonna say someone's in there, and then she's just like, "Is that the Hydra Stomper?" And she's like, "Yeah, there's someone inside too." I'm like, ah, nice. That was always one thing, man. It took me like 8 years to get it, but I'm like, I don't know what needs to happen. I didn't get it in Event. I didn't get it in Ultron. I didn't get it whatever. And then when Endgame finally came up, like if Cap died, I always wanted it to be like him showing up in heaven, and then his heaven is that dance hall that was shown in Age of Ultron.
Oh,
And then like you just show Peggy off screen and she goes, "It's about time you showed up. You're late." And you get to turn around. And then I was just like, please. It's no secret to you that Cap is my favorite character in the MCU. He was just
of course.
nailed to the wall. Just perfect. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, man, I want that dance. Just I need that dance to happen. They've referenced it so much. And just finally seeing Cap get his happy moment. And then they're going through everything in an Endgame when that all of a sudden, my buddy Morgan is the one who I just talked his ear off. He got sick and tired of me talking about wanting that dance. And then all of a sudden they start cutting over and it shows the old school like model. Now I don't remember exactly what year car go by. And I'm like, he starts like slapping my chair. It's like, "You're gonna get your dance." I'm like, yes. It's like, it's simple moments. Like, I didn't even care that the fight had to happen in Endgame. The fact that the portal scene happened, like the build-up moments of like stuff like that are what get me more than most things. And just, I was so happy.
Steve deserved his happy ending.
He does. He was the person in Endgame who I thought was going to take his own life, like to end everything. And then they did it with, I get, but they did it why they did it. They're calling back to both of the lines from the first Avenger and from the first Avengers movie. Everything special from you came out of a bottle. You will make the sacrifice play, stuff like that. And they needed to make 100% sure you were never seeing Robert Downey Jr. ever again. Cap, maybe. Downey, no, sir. I thought we weren't seeing any of them again after they like signed off on their characters in the freaking end credits scene. I'm like, you're retiring. That's how you retire. And they're like, oh yeah, we're doing a Black Widow movie. I'm like, okay, of all of them, that makes sense. And then we're like, now we're doing Thor 4. I'm like, all right, that's off the table. But yeah, and like you said it on your Facebook where you wouldn't mind seeing them coming back to these, like showing what if adventures of these people. And like maybe putting together a different roster with a couple of other people to solve a what if problem. Like I don't want them to repeat the formula exactly again.
Oh no, I just meant like just the general concept of like you know, having a Guardians of the Multiverse for like bigger, more grand things.
Yes, since the Watcher is more about making sure he has to protect his universes every now and then, he's probably going to get involved a lot more than usual. If they do this again, there's no promise they're doing this again. But
and not just for the animated stuff either. Like if say down the line we get Galactus and he's, you know, a much bigger.
Galactus,
Yeah. They're going to need some reinforcements.
He's not a fart cloud. Fucking mid comic book movies like 10 years ago, and their obsession with making giant space enemies clouds. I will never understand it. I just
The worst one is probably Smallville's version of Darkseid.
I never saw Smallville's version of Darkseid.
It was it was just a black cloud of yeah.
And it's like, you don't even have an excuse with Darkseid. Like, they had Doomsday. Give or take, he did not look great. But Darkseid's not like planets tall. He's a dude.
Yeah, he's a tall dude, but a dude nonetheless.
He's a dude, yeah. You should have been able to make a dude. Like, I get whether, like, Galactus can't be made that big. Fantastic Four won't be able to fight him. We don't have the budget. You didn't have to make him a fart cloud. You didn't. You should have just made it so dark, so that he never got there. And then Parallax. I don't even want to start to talk about that fucking Green Lantern movie.
The less said about that, the better.
Just punches him into the sun. Oh, I hate that movie. Go watch the animated version. It's a lot better.
Yes.
The Green Lantern animated movies have a shockingly good record. All of them are good. And you have Nathan Fillion as Hal Jordan, so
perfect casting.
Perfect casting. But yeah, back to the Marvel side of things. Yeah, this was a really solid show all the way through. Awesome for their first animated venture in this new era of Disney. Just make more.
Yeah.
Keep the quality up.
I am very excited to see what else they do with this new animation side studio. I hope though it's not just this kind of 2.5D style. I hope they mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said before that Star Wars Visions was great for Lucasfilm because they got to work with several different anime studios,
mm-hmm.
and they really got to play around with different styles, different filmmakers. I would love to see something similar in the MCU.
I would too. I would like to see something made by Trigger, something that involves mechs or armored suits. I'm just saying.
I like where your head is at.
Please let Trigger touch something in the MCU. Please, God.
What if Trigger did a next wave?
That could be really good. Or, what is it? I think it's Madhouse. I believe it's Madhouse, the company that did Death Note. Have them do something bonkers like freaking they had a Cloak and Dagger show already, but like something just off kilter and supernatural. I would say Moon Knight, but they're doing a live action Moon Knight. Like, just gets the most weirdest off the charts thing that you could do and let them go at it.
Man-Thing?
Man-Thing could be up there. Man-Thing is shockingly lower than Swamp Thing from DC, who got like its own animated show. Man-Thing's got some stuff. I don't know as much about it, but there's some things you could do. Like, I wouldn't mind a really dark anime version of like the Punisher.
Ooh, I like that.
Like Or what do I want to say? Something about like Elektra versus the Hand could be really cool in Japanese style, like animation. Or Daredevil, if you're not going to touch that again, which you are. But yeah, something that possibilities are endless there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'll save our ranking for the Capes episode.
yeah.
But yeah, so far, just on the whole, it was a great first season.
Oh, absolutely.
And I look forward to whatever Marvel is doing next.
And it will be the next is oh my gosh.
It's Eternals.
It's Eternals. I almost said Immortals. I was like, what is the word? Eternals. And then it is Hawkeye and then Spider-Man.
Yep.
Man. Just
so that means we're not getting Miss Marvel till 2022.
Which yeah, they're like, did they just finish filming or they are filming?
I can't remember. I can't remember like where exactly they are in the production.
The costume looks good.
Yeah.
When does the Marvels debut?
The Marvels is 2022.
So I wonder if she shot her stuff for that first.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Marvels is November 11th, 2022.
Oh, they could still shoot that. They've got almost the whole year. Got a year and change right now. Slade. Buddy. I like to say hi during recordings.
So I think we're gonna get Miss Marvel in like say January or February.
Yeah, something like that to cover up a little bit of spell before we start getting the barrage of freaking films that are going to come out in that time.
And She-Hulk doesn't have a date yet, but it's also going to be in 2022.
It blows my mind, give or take. It's not directly Marvel. It blows my mind that Venom is kicking ass at the box office. And
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, or later, but they are still the definition of radio silent on fucking Morbius. Every second that goes by with all of this exclusive in theaters, superhero movies are doing really good again. Venom's kicking ass. Freaking end credit scene. You've watched it already. Freaking Venom's gonna show up in a Spider-Man movie. Morbius. Nothing.
What's even funnier is New York Comic Con is happening this weekend, and not a damn word about any Marvel or DC production.
No, because the sad part is they don't need to anymore. At all. They don't need to waste the money. And they wouldn't want to be crowding people into those freaking halls for it. It's nuts how much that landscape has changed. Like DC has Fandom now, and Marvel just do whatever they want.
Yeah, pretty much.
At this point. They have Disney, the D23. They can just do it all then if they want to. Like, Comic-Cons aren't going to go away, but the big, like, only premiering at Comic-Con trailer stuff is not going to be really that big of a thing anymore.
Nope.
Which is not going to affect me because I never got to go to them. I live in the middle of Wisconsin, so I'm not even close. You live in the great state of where some of the possibilities lie, but
yeah, it's still a trek, but
yeah. Yeah. No, it's weird that this is over now. Again, I am so used to with you where I'm like, we would be like the fourth of a way through a season right now. And this one's over. It didn't overstay its welcome. It's done. And I don't feel dragged out at the end of it. It's great. It's almost like you don't need to be more than 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, just tell the story that you want to tell.
And that's it. Have some fun along the way with the writing inside of it. That's fine. And like I've always said, that doesn't apply to everything. Animes, if you're going to tell a single story, pop that bad boy into 24, 27 episodes tops. So you can feel it out, do main story beats, have a couple of fun episodes in between here or there to put some things in there to make flesh out your characters. But it's like these live action superhero films where it's like you have an endpoint boss and you just want to get there. I don't need to have an episode about Diggle being a drug addict. I don't. I love Diggle. I do. But man,
Oh, season 6 was a drag.
whoo, I didn't need that. Didn't need it whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, enough about that. I really ain't got much else to say. I just really liked it.
Yeah, I think we've covered all the ground we need to.
And like just outside of what if the finale references the Missy Gamora episode now part of season 2? Supposedly there's a Polygon thing thinking that season 2 is going to have that Gamora episode in the beginning of it, but we'll see.
Like just to tie up some loose ends.
Tie up some loose ends and maybe start from there. Like she goes back after all that happened kind of thing.
Could be.
And then they show a flashback of whatever. It would be great if episode 2 started happening, just a flashback and she kills Thanos in the first like 5 minutes.
I
remember Thanos is still not important anymore.
I need to see that in some form.
In some form. Yeah. But like, yeah, it'd be weird to see how they're going to handle season 2, if it's going to be all these people remember these lingering thoughts about all this and like they chop different people from different parts. I want another what if just for the sheer fact that Jeffrey Wright is great.
Yes.
His voice acting has been awesome and it makes me really happy to see is it Gotham PD? What is that TV show called? Is it just Gotham?
I think it's Gotham PD.
Gotham PD. I'm excited about that, and I'm really excited to see him in The Batman.
Same.
Because he's going to be great. And man, I didn't hate Gotham. It was done in a way that I didn't like at points. But man, a procedural Gotham TV show can be done correctly. You have so much stuff in Gotham that doesn't have to involve Batman. You
exactly.
Can have 4 to 5 seasons out of the Falcones and the other one is blowing my mind. The other big Sal Maroni, yeah, and like those crime families. You could do so much. Black Mask. Like they even introduced Fish Mooney, a brand new character, just to be a gangster. That would have been fine. It's like, exactly. Show the Penguin before he becomes the Penguin and like different stuff. Don't make the Riddler when Batman's like 10. I love the actor who played him. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he was great. He just didn't need to be the Riddler before Batman hit puberty. But yeah, do it correctly. It could be awesome. But yeah, this was awesome. I loved it. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. You can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Look for us on Podchaser. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, which the rest of this month I'm going to be trying to play as much Resident Evil as humanly possible since it's spooky season. And I'm getting a little bit of a late start, but I'm going to try and play through as many Resident Evil games as I can, starting with a remake of 2 and then 3 and then probably Revelations, but we'll see. Yeah, and until Eternals, see ya.
Peace.